especially in small towns where I grew up, maybe they had, these 1 and 2 factory towns across America. Those factories are gone. And some of these big solar projects can become the largest source of tax revenue in the county on day one. Ron, come back in. I mean, there's tremendous direct economic benefit at the local level. Of course, from the tax perspective, from the jobs perspective, but can you speak to that, and then maybe look ahead to the economic development and competitive advantage piece?
Sure. The places I think that are adopting this solar early on are in a lot of places the most economically depressed in Virginia. Southside Virginia, Danville, Pennsylvania. They lost Dan River Mills back in 2000. The tobacco market, they had the world's largest tobacco market at one point. That closed up around the same time. They lost 50% of their population in that amount of time since 1980. And they're actually the most open, I think, of any county, any region in the state. Right now, they have a municipal utility that generates the electricity for Danville, Pennsylvania, and part of Halifax County. They generate 25% nearly of their electricity from renewable sources. A lot of that is their own. They're not buying it from outside the region. They're buying it from their own facilities. There was a golf course down there that was abandoned, essentially went out of business. Not enough people in the area to keep it going anymore. And they have turned that golf course, they bought it, turned it into a solar farm that generates electricity for the county. It's right there on the city border, so that there's very little cost involved with transmission. So they're using it to generate jobs and economic development for the county. Now, that was even before the General Assembly changed some of the laws to allow revenue sharing for these projects. Previously, a county would get very little revenue from a project like that. And the law changed, I believe, in 2020 that allows them to receive money per megawatt on these projects. And it potentially can generate tens of $millions of dollars over the lifetime of the projects for the counties in tax revenue. And that's in addition to the revenue it generates that the landowner gets from the projects. Most of these, I gave you an example of the golf course that the owner of the golf course now is getting rental income from. But most of these are built on farmland. And some of these farms have not been productive for a while, or the owners of the farms are in their 50s and 60s, and they don't have, their younger generation doesn't want to take over the farm. So they're looking at ways to keep the farm in their family and keep an income for their kids and their grandkids to pay for college. And solar, if you rent your property for solar, on average, you're getting $900 an acre for land that they rent. When you're farming, you don't get near that. Sometimes you get $100 an acre for soybeans, I'm told. So it's a huge revenue generator for the farmer. It's a lot easier than milking cows and being out there in the fields every day. So the part of our coalition are these farmers. When we speak at meetings, every time we're at a meeting, we have a farmer come up to us or a landowner and said, "Oh, hey, I want to help you guys. This is really important. This is important for me. This is important for my family." And that's, to me, what's so kind of revolutionary about this. This isn't the government going in through eminent domain and building a gas pipeline all across the East Coast. These are landowners who are saying, "Hey, we want to do this. We want to do this with our own land. We want to be part of this." It isn't even building a giant nuclear plant, say on Lake Anna, where one county benefits. This can benefit hundreds, thousands of people all over Virginia. Really, everybody can get kind of a piece of the revenue from this kind of electricity generation. And I think that's really revolutionary. It really does spread the wealth from one centralized locality where a power generation plant may be, really all over the rural areas of Virginia. And I just think that's going to be incredible if you think about it.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.